Okay. I thingy. Hello? There you are. Hello. Okay. So I have a ton of homework to do this week. Um I'm doing the quest right now so I can just kind of I hear it I saw like a thumbnail or like a video of it. Not like watching the video, but I just saw like it was only like 40 minutes or so I'm gonna just squeeze it out really quick. And then like afterwards I can spend the rest of my night focusing on my homework and other like projects. I want to try to get that next episode of Genshin What If out, but at the same time it's very, I don't know. This week's just busy for me, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out this week. Also, this abyss was easy. Oh, nice. Welcome to the stream, Ditto. Just a random thing. I got like 9 stars like first try, so that was actually really cool. That was my first time getting a perfect abyss run. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna be squeezing out the last part of the quest. Last time, I remember I like was cracking a joke, just like, oh, I bet it was xingqiu dropping that leaf poem for chongyun. But then I started thinking about it a little more after the stream, and I was like, huh, what if it was like the old man? Because we know, I think it's pretty obvious right now that Kellerohe is the spring fairy. I saw like a thumbnail somewhere, and it said she was the spring fairy, but I mean, like even before that, it was pretty obvious. Like that was, she's the fairy from the story. And I figured, what if the old man's the one that dropped the letter? We're gonna see if I'm actually right on this one. So let's switch back to my event. Hmm. What exactly is quality? Oh, I see. I see what I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll have it on quality instead.
Give me a moment to compose myself.
Huh? Looks like we're a few people short today.
Morning, friends. Xingqiu said he wants to take some time and focus on writing poems, so he'll join us later.
Literally nighttime right now.
Noelle has other duties today, so she asked me to tell everyone not to wait up for her.
No, I want to hear their poems. They better share their poems.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. What about Kelly Roy, though? She said she'd be here. I got here really early, but I haven't seen her yet.
Are you talking about the girl with the blue hair? I saw her on the bridge near Dihua Marsh during my morning training. She looked a little upset, so I didn't want to disturb her.
Upset? Oh no! What should we do? Was it something we said last night? Oh, Paimon's worried.
We should go find her.
I agree. If she's run into some kind of trouble, I'd like to help her.
Huh? You're all going? Then I'm coming too.
Shall we start with the bridge? We're all here a little early, so there should be time.
Good idea. We'll be back in a jiffy.
This setup of characters for this act is pretty cool. Because I think these are kind of the last... This is kind of the last set of characters we have that have yet to actually interact. Because we've gotten... Last part, we had like xingqiu, Mika, and Noelle. And then we had like Chongyun, Diona, Xiao. Oh god. No. No, no, no. Oh, guess I'm fighting
Here we
you.
go.
Forth, my blade! Submit for judgment!
As I was saying, so I think, yeah, this is the last set of characters that have to interact, like Chongyun and Mika, for example, and then Mika Diona.
Oh, so this is the place? We ran into her here yesterday, too. She looked like something was weighing on her mind then as well.
It's also not far from where we were dropping those leaves.
Oh, was she the one dropping the lead? Okay, either it was Calirohe or it was, the other, it was like the old person that, from the story.
Huh. Leaves?
Oh, right. We were so busy matching couplets we forgot to mention.
Interesting.
I actually didn't really look at the Spring Fairy story. I know that Diona had a Spring Fairy encounter, but I never actually looked deeper into, like, that kind of tale. I think after this quest I'll look into it a bit more, see what you're talking about.
I wonder, could Miss Callie Roy have been the one who wrote that poem on the leaf?
What makes you say that?
Oh, sorry. Nothing. Well, nothing concrete. Just a hunch, I guess. It's just, that poem on the leaf kinda gave me the same feeling as when I saw her yesterday. So much sadness.
Now that you mention it, this is upstream from where we found the poem.
Huh? Hey, look! Over there! Another leaf! Wow, you're right! And this one has writing on it too! After that leaf!
One with my blade!
Okay, I tried. There was an attempt to ice bridge.
Why does it have to float so quickly?
Alright, there we go.
Can't you just fly over and grab it? But Paimon can't swim! What if Paimon accidentally falls into the water?
Then we'll fish you out. What's a leaf? Okay, this leaf's floating really, really fast. What the heck?
It stopped!
No!
Let's see what you say.
We finally caught it.
Are the words still legible? Or have they been washed out?
Looks like the ink's intact. Let Paimon take a look at what it says.
The desire remains, but the time is past. The boy from the spring grows frail too fast. But when dreams flow to fruition, where streams join the sea, we'll journey on this endless reverie. Damn, okay. This is a lot more direct than the last one.
Huh? This is related to the poem we wrote in reply yesterday. She must have picked up one of our leaves. Spring. Young boy. It's looking a lot like Callie Roe was the one who wrote this. She seems to care a lot about that story, huh? Actually, when Paimon first saw her, Paimon was wondering, do you think... is it possible that she's,
Let's just focus on finding her first.
Based on the current and accounting for wind strength, everyone, please follow me.
We get a little tidbit of Mika doing some surveillance. I wonder if Oceanid or Oceanid. I'm gonna call it an Oceanid. I know
This
it's,
should be far enough upstream. Let's split up and search the area.
Kelly Rowie! Kelly Rowie!
is it technically? I don't know. Is Spring Fairy different from Oceanid, or is it like the same?
Ah! She's surrounded by hilly churros! Let's go save her!
No, my sword! Let's play! Think you can get away?
Oh, there's more. Okay.
Forth, my blade. Spirit blade. Attack!
Precision strike!
Kelly Rowie, are you okay?
What is that?
What's that?
Oh, she's an Eidolon. Oh, okay. I guess she's not an Oceanid then.
It's a huge water droplet.
This is exactly what I saw the other day.
This? I thought it'd be like the ghost of the old man or something.
Huh? Why are you all looking at me like that? Oh no! My body... Is it...
Oh.
That voice is definitely Callie Roy's.
How did this happen? Please wait a moment. Oh no. Did I use up too much energy?
How did you... What's going on here? Miss Callie Rowe, are you some kind of adeptus?
Okay, Oceanid, I was expecting. Eidolon, not so much.
No. I'm so sorry for deceiving you all for so long.
Wait,
Actually, I'm an Oceanid who flowed here from Fontaine long ago.
wait. They're the same thing? Oh. Okay, so I was right. Okay, I thought... So, what exactly are the... Wait, so if you can be a water droplet as an Oceanid, then what exactly is the difference between that and an Eidolon?
What's an Oceanid?
Unless it's just like Eidolons are sentient or non-sentient, and then... Or not really non-sentient, but... I guess Oceanids are a little more sentient than Eidolons.
Ah, the Grandmaster has mentioned them before. The Oceanids were the familiars of the former Hydro Archon. They all fled Fontaine after the Archon died and settled across the world.
That's correct. Though, to tell you the truth, I can't even completely recall how I found myself here. I have a vague impression of my ancestral home, but I can't recall clearly anything I saw on my journey. All I know is that by the time I arrived in Mondstadt, I had lost most of my power and couldn't even sustain a physical form. Eventually, I settled in a place called Springvale, where I slowly began to regain my power.
Oh, this is where Diona's gonna realize that... I wonder if Callie Roja is the one that gave Diona that drink, the alcohol drink powder. Power.
Springvale is a serene and beautiful place. The water that flows through there is clear and pure, just like the hearts of the people who dwell there.
So you're the Spring Fairy of Springvale?
Yes, Diona, and I remember you too, you know. When you were little, you often came to the spring at night to speak with me.
Oh my gosh, confirmation. Finally.
Really? You're not messing with me, are ya?
I always thought that was just a local legend.
So... Diona knows who to be mad at now for why she can't make a bad alcohol drink.
Your favorite little pillow, the fish one? Its name is Bubbles, is it not?
Yep! All those childhood memories. So they weren't just a dream. So, if this is true, then all those things written on the leaves...
I see. So you were the ones who found my leaf. Well, you are correct. The Spring Fairy and Heart of Clear Springs is me.
No wonder you were asking us so many questions about it. So, the boy from the story...
Is Finch.
Finch?
I always loved listening to people's dreams. And still do, to this day.
Oh! That old man!
Whether they're beautiful, sad, or filled with emotions I couldn't understand at the time. One night, a little boy came to the spring. The tears that fell from his face were more fragile than a moonbeam, and purer than the morning dew.
I vaguely remember her. Or, not her, him. I think, yeah, he's the one that always stands at the... the well. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the stream. We're finishing up the last part of the quest.
I like humans, and wanted to understand them better. I also wanted to make sense of the feelings contained in his tears that were, then, a mystery to me.
And so you became friends.
Yes, we often met under the stars, sharing our stories with one another. Sometimes, we'd stay up all night and see who would hear the first bird chirping from the boughs, or the first cicada of summer.
Such a sweet... That's like a love story.
Aw, that sounds lovely.
But one day, just like the book says, I saw an emotion in Finch's eyes that I couldn't reciprocate. I felt out of my depth, in uncharted waters. But I knew all too well that we Lockfolk face a very different fate from that of humans. Whatever was happening, I didn't want it to lead to Finch writing a chapter of his life that he would later come to regret. So, I fled, and never appeared before him again.
I think... Oh yeah, so I think Finch is this... He's this old man, right? And I think he's always standing by the small lake in the... he always stands by the small lake in Springvale. And I think he's... Oh, either that or he's... Oh, wait, actually, no. I think he's just an NPC. Like, he's just an NPC that you can talk to him.
Oh,
And
Caliroe.
I think that's who he is.
My strength returns very slowly, and even after decades, I can only sustain a physical form for a very short time. I once hoped that Finch would be able to move on, and meet me when the stars in the night sky have all gone out. But after seeing so many people's stories, and hearing about all their dreams, I have gradually come to understand Finch's heart. This feeling of wanting to respond to his feelings is surging relentlessly in my chest, and I can no longer restrain it.
Oh, is she in love?
But I'm also scared. Scared that if I go and see him now, I'll bring nothing but disappointment, and even more pain when it comes time to part.
Oh.
This is such a bittersweet love story.
It really is a difficult choice.
Please go see him.
Huh?
I know Grandpa Finch, and he's a really kind person. When I was struggling to learn how to draw maps, he was always encouraging me, telling me not to give up, always keep trying, and get out there and have some adventures. He often tells me stories about his past, but I've never once seen a look of regret or sadness in his face.
I'm starting to see why... I think that's cool that Mika's also connected to Finch.
And even though Grandpa Finch loves adventures, he still stands there by the spring, every day, as if he's waiting for something. I believe that he's serious about his feelings for you, Miss Caliroe. He's never stopped hoping that he'll see you again one day. So if you want to see him too, then what are you waiting for? Huh? Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit too excited and I just thought... Well, it just sorta came out.
I understand. That settles it. I've decided. I will go back and see Finch.
You will? Amazing! That's great!
But I'd like to ask all of you for some help.
Sure. Just say the word. We'll help you any way we can.
Would you come to Springvale with me and help to bring Finch to my side? I cannot maintain this form for much longer, and I'm worried others will see me how I was just before.
Leave it to me. I'm really close with Grandpa Finch.
Also, please keep Finch's in my secret. I wouldn't want Springvale's tranquil waters to become agitated on account of all this.
Don't worry.
Your secret is safe with me.
I won't tell anyone. That's a promise.
Great. I can't thank you all enough.
What's wrong? Are you gonna turn back into a water droplet?
No, I'm sorry. It's just that my mind's racing. As much as I want to talk to him again, I'm still worried that I won't have the words when the time comes.
Ooh, a poem.
A poem?
All the things you hide deep inside your heart, everything you never had a chance to say.
Okay, good idea. I'll write him a poem. And it will be called Heart of Clear Springs.
I'm gonna start freaking crying. Like, I'm already tearing up a little because I know it's gonna get really emotional. I'm gonna start fucking crying, dude. This is gonna be really sad. I wonder if the dialogue will ever change if I like play this, or like if I ever like talk to Finch after this quest. I wonder if the dialogue will be different.
Are you okay?
It's nothing. I'm just scared that I won't be able to maintain this form much longer.
Also, I suppose, actually, yeah. I don't know if there's really an... I don't actually know how much of this quest is really romance heavy, but it's definitely a lot more of a focus than the Timaeus.
Okay, don't panic. Wait here, Caliroe. I'll go fetch Grandpa Finch.
Take it slow, Diona. Finch isn't a young man anymore. He's not as steady on his feet. I can still hold on a bit longer.
Okay, stay strong. You can do it.
See, okay, so I think he should... Yeah, so this is not... That's like... What? That's like a different lake in Springvale. I believe... There's two NPCs at that middle lake. There's like this businessman who... Okay, never mind. Yeah, right there, Finch. He's like the old man that like stands at that fence.
Grandpa Finch!
Is that Diona? You're back early today.
Today's your special day, Grandpa Finch. Can you come with me?
Oh? Well, where are we going?
Over there, to the waterfall.
Did you catch a nice little fishy?
Just come with me already. This is extremely important.
But I promised your father that I'd go to the...
Grandpa Finch!
All right, all right. No need to get worked up. I'm right behind you.
That's more like it. Now come on, I'll help you.
Draft's
I like how
daughter
Draft is, like,
just
right
him
there,
when
too.
She's on a mission.
Draft's just standing right there. Like...
Over here! Over here! It's okay, Grandpa Finch. Take your time.
all this? What are all these people doing here? Even Mika's here? How's work been going lately? And even some friends from abroad, if I'm not mistaken. You do know that today's not my birthday, don't you?
Greetings, Mr. Finch. My name is Chongyun. We all met at the poetry gala, and, well, there's someone we'd like to introduce you to.
Okay, this is like a random thing. I just realized that all three of the characters we're featuring right now are Cryo. Chongyun, Mika, and Diona.
Finch.
That voice. Kelly Rowe.
I love how after all this time, he still remembers her.
I didn't think you'd still remember.
Oh, I remember. I remember all right. How could I ever forget?
All the tears in his eyes.
Although your appearance is different than I recall. Back then, you looked like you'd stepped right out of a fairy tale. But I'm one to talk. Of course, a fairy from a fairy tale can change forms. But in your eyes, I'm probably the one who's changed beyond all recognition.
I wonder if he's one that wrote Heart of Clear Springs.
Oh, even after all these years, you still know just what to say to make me laugh.
I thought you were only able to appear in the dead of night. There have been times when I've wondered whether it really was all a dream.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long, Finch.
Oh, it can't have been that long. It's been but the blink of an eye, really.
Finch, would you like to hear a poem I wrote for you?
A poem? You write poetry now? Well, of course. I'd be delighted to listen. I'll hang on every word that leaves your lips.
Finch is like an old man, and he's still such a sweet talker. Like, damn.
In that case, let me read you a story about the Spring Fairy. Far from my native land I roamed. In streams I slept, many seasons I met as the sun set and rose. I searched for a garden to call a home, and the moonlight ebbed as the water flowed. A soft breeze beckoned me unto a spring. Sleep, weary wanderer, your journey is over. May the dancing petals sweeten your slumber. At dawn, I hummed the melody of a distant stream, and the songs in the night serenaded my dreams. A boy's tender tears trembled through the water, stirring me more than any starlight sonata. He wove me a wreath from past petals and future buds. I crossed beyond the veil of dreams to the realm of flesh and blood. Look at the love that shines from his eager gaze. Answer the call of his heart, lest this moment go to waste. The kittens and fireflies invited my heartstrings to sing, but I was a stranger to the melody of mankind, and knew not how this tune should begin. As the river of dreams trickled into the ocean blue, every time a crystal fly flapped its wings, older it seemed he grew. But I learned to fathom human ways each stumbling step I took, and clouds of confusion became crystal clear in the vulnerable verse I wrote. As seed yearns for soil and trees for the sun, a once foreign melody inside my heart sung, and it cried out your name on every string it could strum. Now, I give my dream to you. May it be in your slumber a sweet spring to quench your thirst. Now, I hand my heart to you, praying my belated promise might meet, still with your trust.
Oh my god.
Yes. This is how I remember you from when we first met. All those years ago. It really has been a long, old time, hasn't it?
Finch,
It's okay. I understand. Your poem, it explains everything.
Thank you, Finch. Please, take this.
It's so beautiful.
This is a droplet of water condensed from my own power. Finch, I don't have a physical form like humans, and I can't stay by your side. I don't know how long it'll be before I can change back into human form again. But as long as this droplet remains with you, our hearts will always be connected, no matter the distance between us. I will always be one with the spring. From this day onwards, if you call me, I will meet you in your dreams.
It's so romantic.
You've really learned a lot, haven't you? And you don't even mind that the kids are watching.
Does it bother you?
How could it possibly? This is the happiest moment of my life. I just worry that once I go to sleep, I won't ever want to wake up again.
Huh? Don't say that.
I'm only joking. It seems that you still have much to learn.
Is that right?
Grandpa Finch and Kelly Rowie look so happy. Oh, what a perfect moment.
Diona, thank you for fetching Finch for me. I've never forgotten you either.
I used to chat with you a lot. Wasn't it ever annoying?
Of course not. You are one of the truest friends I have in the entire world. That's why I gave you your gift, so that a part of me could always be with you.
Gift. Dion's gonna be like, what gift?
Huh?
Wait. So is Diona's ability to mix delicious drinks from disgusting ingredients a blessing from this water spirit? And if so, is it also possible that my pure yang spirit is a gift from some being?
I'm glad he's getting some like, what's the word? I can't think of the word for some reason.
My physical form is about to disappear. Finch,
Yes?
I've never regretted meeting you or deciding to talk to you that night. Not once. All these long years. Not for a single moment.
It probably goes without saying, but neither have I.
Although, it was different from in the stories. That fateful night, I never gave you that kiss. This gift that represents my promise and my love, I give it to you now.
My mom closed her eyes, Diona, eyes shut now.
It's okay, everyone.
No, I wanted to see the kiss.
She's gone now.
What? But Paimon didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Grandpa Finch?
Don't worry now. She hasn't gone far. just like she said, she'll always be one with the spring, by our side and in our dreams.
Well, she's not like dead, right? I assume she's not dead. Okay, I want to double check. I want to circle back. I want to see if Finch is there again. And maybe see if there's some hidden dialogue.
Very bored. There you are.
Oh shit. No. Are you here? Oh, this guy. I think this is the one. Hopkins is the other guy that sits here. He's like that businessman. He tries to like scam people with like Springvale waters or whatever. But yeah, I believe Finch has always been an NPC at that lake. We can check Springvale after and see if he's there. Also, what is those?
Oh? Hey, you're all back! And it looks like you're in much better spirits than before. Hu-Tao's a step ahead. She's already talking about printing a poetry anthology. She said she can't wait for everyone's final words because I'm itching to pull the trigger. By which I assume she meant she eagerly anticipates receiving everyone's freestyle poetry submissions to help her close the deal.
Are we gonna get everyone else's poetry?
Where have you all been? I've been waiting here forever.
Perhaps they lacked sufficient inspiration and wished to have an emergency communion with nature. And with any luck, I'll bet they heard some fine poetry along the way.
Code Deaf Bard! Does this mean that right from the start you... right from the start, you said you would treat us to a nice meal!
Huh? Did I? Very well. Since the Traveler agrees, then it looks like I can't escape this time. Diona, dear Diona, could I trouble you to fix us a couple of your delicious beverages?
You wish. All right. Well, normally I'd never agree, but since I happen to be in a good mood today...
Huh? So, just what have you guys been up to all this time? Why does it feel like there are some unspoken words hanging in the air here that everyone is privy to but myself?
Really? Must be the breeze. You're reading way too much into it.
Damn, Chongyun in his gaslight era. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. We're just, taking a walk. Inspiration walk, since it worked so well last time.
I'm surprised that Venti hasn't started sneezing yet, considering Diona's part cat.
So even Mika's in on it?
Oh, how did you get there?
Chongyun, how about you tell me what happened on the sly? I've just remembered that I heard about a haunted house recently that you'll definitely want to check out.
Ooh.
I'm willing to bet that even your pure yang spirit won't be able to scare off these demons.
I appreciate the gesture, but no thanks. Not this time.
Hold on, give me a second. Screenshot. That's a perfect picture.
And I'm starting to think that maybe this pure yang spirit isn't such a bad thing after all.
Huh? What the? What's gotten into you? Okay, that confirms it. I call shenanigans. Something big definitely went down here.
I love that. I love that quest. Okay, I have a video on my phone, and it is supposed to be where all of the like hidden characters are, like the hidden locations. So I'm gonna try and find them really quick. Be around here. One event. There you are. Okay, let's just see where
Verifying
they are.
our current position, measuring distance to target area. All right, I've recorded the terrain conditions.
Is this? I don't know for sure if these are actually hidden locations, but I wonder if I missed it on accident. Did I miss it? Oh, I think there's a listen option? Yeah. That's so sweet. That's really sweet. Okay, apparently Hu Tao. Yeah, apparently it's. I don't know if they'll disappear. I don't know if they'll disappear after you log off, but usually they stay for the duration of the event, so you might be able to check it out yourself after. Okay, it says Hu Tao's all the way in Liyue, apparently. I don't exactly know where. Um. Hmm. Apparently she's by the. Gotta like find the. Am I blind? Is she supposed to be here? Oh wait, I think I. Wait. Oh, I'm. I'm in the wrong area. I would have liked to see Noelle get some. Oh, there you are. I would have liked to see Noelle get like some lines in this.
Now then, didn't you say you wanted to publish a book?
Yes, I do.
So, where's the book?
It's in the works. Just waiting on the poems.
And where are the poems?
They're on the way.
Look, I'm sorry, Director Who, but how do you expect me to talk business with you when you don't even have the poems yet?
I just figured while we're waiting, we could discuss terms in advance.
Well, I need to see the content to decide if I even want to sell it, let alone how much to sell it for.
Oh, come on. I showed you a sample already, and it was some of my finest work. Besides, you only need a few highlights to sell an anthology.
You think your poem 15 Tenderloin Steaks will carry the whole book, do you?
That and square meals in the basement. My consultant, the erudite Mr. Zhongli, described it as a meticulous masterpiece. Oh, quote that on the cover. It'll practically sell itself.
Director, we're a small business. If we invest money in printing and nobody buys it, it's my bottom line that's affected.
Don't you worry. I guarantee you, when this anthology comes out, it will take the world by storm. Gods and ghosts alike will weep.
Ooh, I wonder if we're gonna get like they'll just like release the book in the store like in a different patch, and then we can see everyone's poems.
As a matter of fact, I heard a ghost crying on the way here. If you don't believe me, I can bring it over.
There'll be no need for that.
Okay, I think I need to set a reminder for myself that like around 4.2 or something, like we double check and see if there's like a new book at the One Win Bookhouse. Maybe, just maybe, we will get a new. There you are. We will see the poem book, and I'll finally be able to have. I'll finally feel vindicated.
It's you.
Damn, I'm so close to him.
I thought about what you said, and tried to write a poem.
Zhao poem? Let's hear
After
it.
putting my feelings onto paper, my heart feels much calmer. Can they really hear it?
No! Share us the poem!
It's you.
No.
I thought about what after putting my... Can they?
Oh, wait, it's apparently at the... Apparently it's at the thing.
I'll be the ice above.
Is it right here? Okay, never mind. Maybe I... Hold on. Yes. Incense. This. Apparently... Poem placed by unknown person. 1,000 years vicissitudes. One's form never aging. Grace never forgotten, the fire yet burning. Mountains climb high and waters run deep. Strange fate indeed, to once more meet. Aww, he's a little poet now. That's so sweet.
I need to collect more information.
And okay, apparently there is some lines for... Apparently there are some lines for Finch. Where are you? Spring Fairy, oh Spring Fairy. Way back when she used to sneak into people's dreams and see the scenes being woven there. Yeah, it's about his Yaksha friends. I can see why he didn't share it with us, because it's probably more of a personal thing. Now she even likes poems she often reads to me in my dreams. Ah, but there's so much more she still wants to learn. That's so sweet. About the fish in the springs. They fall into the water, she's eagerly help them get out and always make sure they found a few pretty stones to make them feel better too. Oh, okay, that's really, I think that's really sweet how we get some updated Finch lines after the quest. I kind of feel bad for the people that don't. I don't know if they're gonna be able to see his lines if they don't. I don't know if they're gonna be able to see lines like before, like from before. Okay, are there any other hidden locations? Genshin 4. Let's try Google this time instead of YouTube. Are there any? Might be it. That's kind of sad. I was hoping to see some lines of like Chongyun and xingqiu talking maybe, or maybe like Mika meeting up with someone.
Oh, we'd better stay battle ready. Our next mission could start at any time.
Oh, apparently Venti is still at the location. Wait, where? Okay, I'm Stonegate. Apparently he's still at the venue, just like a little further down. Let's see. It's closer to the. It's here. Is he?
Evil shall never fail.
Oh. Really, I missed that. Well, that sucks. Okay. I think that's it for this. I think that's all that this has to offer then. That's all the hidden lines we got into. Okay, so initial thoughts on the quest. Just like off the top of my head stuff. I really liked this. I always like the quests. I don't think there's ever really a quest that I hate. Because I always get really invested in the stories, even if it's like an NPC focus. I think it was a really nice story. I think it's cool that we got to finally see the Spring Fairy stuff get established as like event lore. And we get to see more of that in depth. I was like seeing on Reddit people were talking about how much they like hated how like there was so much dialogue and how they like didn't care about it, and I'm just like, but at the same time, you know, it's Reddit, so I don't really think it's that much of a thing to care about or to like look into. Because usually Redditors don't really care about the lore. I don't know, I guess romance was a pretty big theme. In the beginning, okay, like I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning I was like just in a huge shipping mood because I was like reading into all of xingqiu and chongyun's interactions, and then like Noelle and Mika started talking, and I was like, wait, that's actually, you know, that's my new ship, by the way. Like I ship Mika and Noelle. And like, who would have thought that I would have ended up like getting really emotional over like Calirohe and Finch's like romance arc. Yeah, overall it was just a really just fun, wholesome quest. I think Mondstadt quests, and I guess by extension Liyue, like all of their events never fail to establish like really good lore stuff. I think like once you like start progressing through the main story, the older regions become less like trauma and dramatic heavy, and they get more into like the wholesome lore. You know, actually, right before I go, I want to double check. I want to see if I have the book. Do I have Heart of Clear Springs? I do. Do I have all of the volumes? Okay. You know what? Let's read this really quick. I'm gonna read this. First, I'm gonna get water because my throat's getting dry. Okay, so this is supposedly the original story of Heart of Clear Springs. So, under the cascading moonlight, a tearful boy made his wish at the spring. A fairy from afar, who had taken up residence in the unoccupied spring, listened in silence to his wordless wish. Spring fairies know nothing of distant memories or deep dreams. They are born of water's essence, faceless descendants of the angels. Thus, when the curious fairy emerged from the water and heard the cry of that boy's heart, she became interested in his life, younger and more fragile than her own. The spring fairy reached out her formless fingers, cold as the midnight dew and soft as fortune foregone, and gently caressed the boy's forehead and cheeks. Startled by this stranger's touch, the young boy lifted his head and met the fairy's gaze. "Can you make my wish come true?" the boy asked. The fairy of the spring was surprised and confused by this presumptuous question, but she could not speak, and so simply nodded her head. Satisfied, the boy left. He did not know that the spring fairy was alone, without friends or family, and that she had lost a great deal of her wisdom. Only when the spring water flowed from cracks in the stone into her pool, and when she gazed upon the fractured image of the moon in the rippling water, did she slowly regain the ability to think and mimic fragments of speech. Like a curious child, the fairy observed the world around her in innocence, wonder, and love. She rejoiced with the fox and squirrel who stole berries, and grieved at the dark clouds that covered the horizon. And as for that young boy, a feeling complex yet immature welled forth from within her heart. All alone in this world, she had neither the power nor wisdom with which to grant his wish, but she could share it, and she drew life from sharing his burdens. As he gazed at the fractured image of the moon carried by water's ripples, the boy poured his heart out to the spring. From within his words, she learned much of him, and from her silence, he strengthened his belief in himself. Dimly, the spring fairy understood that there was good in the world beyond moonlight and fruits, and more to darkness than mere clouds. The boy spoke to her, forests and trees, cities and walls, and shared with her his joys, his sorrows, and his fears. As she listened to him, she became enamored of this imperfect world in which she had been born. When the boy grew frustrated at his powerlessness, the spring fairy would gently and quietly wipe away his tears. From them, she grew to understand the world outside the spring a little more. Those tears flowed into the water, and the fairy purified them, turning them into a sweet nectar that brought him sweet dreams. The boy forgot the pain of his waking hours, and met the silent fairy by her spring in his sleep. Every time that happened, the fairy too would smile, asleep in the pool drenched in moonlight. The fresh dew nourished the boy's dreams, and the boy's dreams rejuvenated the lonely fairy's soul. In those dreams, the spring fairy told the boy tales of the faraway realm of Hydro. She spoke of her sapphire blue homeland. She sang of the homesickness of exile, and she sighed for separation and belonging. In those dreams, the boy became the one who silently listened, who wept for her troubles, and who rejoiced in her happiness. Over time, the spring fairy gained the power of speech from the boy's memories and dreams. Over time, they became friends who shared all. When the wind ceased to blow, the moon's fractured reflection in the pool was made whole, and the boy heard the fairy's voice for the first time. Fairies are tender, sensitive beings beyond the ken of humans, and the boy was deeply taken by her gentle elegiac? Elegiac? I'm just gonna say elegant for now, and I'll search up that word later. But fairies being tender and sensitive beyond human ken, through his eyes she saw his naked yearning, and the promise that was about to leave his lips. And suddenly, the fairy was afraid. Mortal lives are strong but fleeting, and the boy must grow, and grow old. Once youth and innocence had faded, how would he treat his elemental descendants? In the twilight of his life, Would he blame himself for throwing his life away for a childish promise? The Spring Fairy was pure and kind, but she did not understand human love. She had never seen the miracle of humanity, and had merely sat idle through millennia of change, and so she greatly feared parting. What humans see as the miracle of devotion, elemental fairies can only perceive as fleeting pleasure, and even the power of fairies cannot reverse the aging of a loved one. The tender fairy could not bear to see that unavoidable day come, and with a kiss, he stopped the boy from uttering the words. But the boy, in his innocence, mistook her rejection as her approval of his promise. From that moment, the fairy vowed that she would someday bear to leave him, and the boy vowed that he would remain by her spring forever. Oh, damn. That's so sad. By and by, the young boy grew up, made new friends, and had new experiences. And the Spring Fairy, as she had in his youth, sang him her quiet elegies each one. Till the day came at last, when she left, and gazed no more upon the boy. Never again did words flow forth from the trickling sound of the spring. Never again would the fractured moon become whole. The Spring Fairy suddenly realized that though she had found a place to belong, though she had experienced fleeting happiness, she was still alone. The boy, now no longer a boy, did not perceive her flight, and blamed himself for his own solitude. Perhaps she was merely a childish fantasy. He would think this to himself as he listened to the gurgling of the spring. But that cool kiss was real, as was the wind that once played with her hair. Suddenly, he realized that though he had met and parted with countless new friends, and though he had adventured and returned more times than he could remember, he was still alone in the end. And so, as they had done many years ago, the boy's tears fell into the pure pond, soaking in the fractured moon. But this time, the Spring Fairy did not come as promised. Stubbornly, she turned her back, willing to be the object of an innocent childhood dream, to be a fleeting guest wandering from a foreign land, but unwilling to allow her near eternal life to break her lover's promise. Legend has it that whenever the rain pours down, the raindrops that fall into the pond mix with the tears of the Spring Fairy. To his dying day, the boy believed wholeheartedly in this groundless superstition. But sadly, the Spring Fairy who fled from her true feelings could never believe it herself. I need to read these books because I did not realize until you mentioned it in the chat. I did not realize that Heart of Clear Springs. I think I knew, or I think I kind of knew about this, but I never actually realized at first that the event was centered around that book. And now I want to read some of the other ones just to kind of, that way if like this ever happens again, I'll be able to like, I'll be able to know the context beforehand. But I think that's gonna do it for this stream. Like I said, it was a pretty short one, just getting the last part down and then maybe talking about the quest itself. I think, yeah, so I know Riceley's story quest is coming out
You had your chance.
tomorrow, but due to like school and all of my stuff happening, I'm probably gonna have to save that for like another week. In the meantime though, I'll also see if I can try squeeze in some time to do the next Genshin What If video. But yeah, for now, I will see you all next time. Thank you for tuning into the stream, and thanks for everyone who's watching the VOD. Alright, take care everyone. Bye!